So here's the lime pepper with some shake it. Lime pepper and shake it. Chicken breast. I took a mallet to it, and honey, this chicken breast is gonna be so fire. I could just tell. I could smell it before I started cooking it. Yeah, I just could. Let me see. There. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yes. So I didn't do like a lot, like overboard. Oh, I look so crazy today. But anyway, I didn't do a lot overboard on Christmas decoration, and I don't really like to do that because I don't want that look that Santa Claus threw up in the house look, or Christmas threw up, whatever it's called. So with that being said, oh, and I'm cooking my breast at about 250 on my electric skillet. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna do a couple more things, I think. But as far as now, I'm gonna show you guys, I guess, with the lights down, and then I'll turn them up. This is my tree, and my kids. I have a lot of trees because my kids are like, I want a different tree. And then they said, oh, they got to pick out another tree, so I want to pick out one. And so I ended up with my three minor children having their own tree, and then I have my own tree. So one of them is bomb, it's rainbow, one of them is white. It's kind of like a little bit puny to me, that white one, but we stuff it with cotton. And then the other one is like a rainbow and it's pre-lit. I've been having it a lot of years, but it's holding up real good. So there's just some, let me see. They're just going across the top of the banister. There's some lights and stuff right there. And then over here, I always like to put out candy when it's holiday time, and usually I put out a huge box, but this should have been a huge box because this box was $19, and the real price of it they claim was $27. And I was like, well, I barely want to give you no $19, so I know I ain't finna give you no 27. And that was that. But it's just a Whitman sampler, nothing special with the table. I think the color of this year for Christmas is nothing colorful or anything. I think it's like, what am I trying to say? Like flesh tone, or just, yeah, flesh tone basically. Bare, nudes. It's nudes because this is the only kind. I found a couple more, but look, these brown bows and stuff that are made out of paper. I don't know if it's for recycling purposes, and that's why they let me turn on this light over here for you guys. Let's see here. And this is some stuff. It got to be wrapped, and I'm not doing it. I'll be having my kids wrapping for each other, talking about wrap your brother's stuff, wrap your sister. Of course, I had to have a poinsettia because that's what I like to have in my house. And then I collect Santa Clauses. This is two of them. I don't remember when I got him, but it felt like 2 years ago. And he may be one of my latest ones because I guess he just got picked up. And then him, I like his face better because he has a happier face. Look at his little happy face versus him. He look a little bit mean, like he trying to act too solid. But anyway, this is what I was saying about the wrapping paper. This is the closest thing I could get to gold because my tree is actually black and gold. So not just the decoration on them, the literal branches are black and gold. And what I can tell you guys is that I found this tree, and it was 2 days after Christmas because my mom's birthday was 2 days after Christmas, and which is the 27th. So I went shopping for her, and this tree was like almost $700, and it's been years ago. But needless to say, I got it for $120. But it was 2 days after. But it came in handy. It came in clutch. The kids say that, I think. But anyway, that's a couple of my Santa Clauses. And then, I don't want to do rainbow paper under the Christmas tree. Just because I don't. If the tree is black. But I do have a rainbow tree, but I just didn't have nowhere to put all them trees. So we just settled for this one, and it go best in this particular room to me. It looks warm and fuzzy and cozy. So let's go look at this chicken. Let's go look at this chicken and flip it. It better be perfectly. Let's see, y'all. I ain't looked. Let's see if the chicken is going good. Yes, baby. Yes. Woo-hoo. I don't cook my stuff all the way until, yeah, I like that how it's looking, baby. I don't cook my chicken until it's at 165. My chicken, I go ahead and I pull it out when it's matter of fact, this is going to the off position. I'm gonna cover it. I take my chicken out when it is at 161 maybe, and then I just let it continue to cook. So just looking at this chicken, I know it's everything I want it to be. I know that it's going to be seasoned good, and I know that my family's going to be happy. They would be happier if I made them some kind of a side dishes right now, but I don't even know. Unless I make some potato cakes. Yeah, I could. I could make some potato cakes. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will make it. Here's my mom's sitting room. Some of you guys know that my mom has passed away. This is her third Christmas that we don't have her with us. And she died in 2023, but it's just the time of year that she passed, which was Mother's Day that year. And it's just unbelievable that she's not here. So what happened was I did have different furniture in her sitting room, but I decided to kind of make a little bit of changes. And my mom is going to have her own setting room, and I got a sitting room, and my husband do too, but we're not putting no Christmas stuff in his sitting room because he don't want that. So, and I don't want to do it anyway because that's a lot of work. Don't nobody be down there on that level. If anything, it'll be a baby tree. So here's my the start of my mom's sitting room, just kind of like when you come over there. Her little hospital table. Okay. So remember I said I collect Santa Clauses? So this, he's just another one of the Santa Clauses. I like his face. I think he looked happy. Him, again, grumpy. We got to get the faces right and more cheerful on the black Santa Clauses, just like we do. I didn't spend that much on presents. I feel like I spent like 200, but some of the presents are just, yeah, they're fake. Yeah, fake presents. Hi. So anyway, the Santa Clauses are something that I've been collecting from a little kid. This Santa Claus I've been having for 30 some odd years. And she don't have no, her legs done been broke. It looks like this year her legs are really acting like they want to be broke and stuff. But this is sentimental to me, and that's just what it is. So like I have wrapping paper that I got from my dad. That is when I was just a little girl. And I have ornaments from my dad from when I was just a little girl. And I always save those things. I have ornaments from a neighbor from when that she hand beaded when I was just a little girl. So it's like sentimental things to me. But needless to say, let's just show y'all my mom's sitting room. And what I did to it, I feel like it's subtle enough. I don't want it Santa Claus threw up in here or Christmas threw up. So this is what we got. So I didn't put nothing like all over the place or whatever. I just put it starting boop on that table right there. And I thought that was cute and simple enough because the room itself is mostly like teals and greens and stuff. So I wanted to bring in a little bit of color without like I said, Santa Claus threw up and all that. Although is if I want to put what I want to put, then I will, and that's that. So then there's an angel. Let me see if you guys can see, because I know y'all can see this big old Santa right there. Okay, there's an angel. And this year, this is, I think, the only thing that I got, which is this little tree from the grocery store. The tree was supposed to be like, I guess, $20. But anyway, I got the tree for $7.99. And it's just a miniature one, but it's whatever. So I didn't spend that much on presents either. Yeah, just, Yeah, it is not really a need to spend that kind of money on presents or anything at this time because they're things. To me, they're things. So anything that you guys may see like under my tree, for the most part, it's like need. It's not like, oh, my kids wanted this and that. It's like they needed some clothes, and they're teenagers, so they're not into toys like that, like some kids are probably still. So anyway. So I'm gonna make some potato cakes. We're gonna see if I can remember how to make them. But I think I can, and I'll show you guys how to make these potato cakes. Let's check in on this chicken. Remember how it says it's gonna keep cooking in the skillet? You can still see some heat, and that's what we want. So now that it has cooled down, we're just gonna turn it to warm. Put that chicken right there on warm, baby. All right. Next thing's next. Let's go ahead and make these potato cakes. I'm gonna hook you guys up here on my pod. My little tripod. No, 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 no. Uh-uh. Turn it down. Turn it down. There. Turn it real low. Did I show you guys my skillet? I'm sure if you guys ever been here, this is my favorite. One of my favorite appliances. And this in my hand is that fudge I made the other day on live. It was the best fudge I ever had in my life. That I ever made. That I ever tasted. So, I'm going to make up this recipe right before you guys' eyes. And I bet it's going to be good. So it's 4 potato cakes. Potato pancakes. But I think it'll go good with this, lime pepper and Shake It by Gina chicken breast. I know I look terrible today, but what can I do? My life may be terrible, but I feel I look a little rough around the edges today, baby. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cook it over here, but I'm gonna start it here. I think somebody marked my skillet. My baby got me this skillet. My baby got her. I call all my kids my baby, but really and truly, they are. All my kids is my babies. Okay. So anyway, we got that down. So that is ready for when we're ready. And you know what? I don't want to use that little skillet thing. I mean, not skillet, but that little saucepan. I want a bowl. I'm thinking I want a bowl. Because I don't think I like that. Maybe. Maybe, baby. Oops. Ah, shoot. Will this close? Something in there. Okay, what you guys are hearing at times, intermittently, is what I call a blessing. Let me get a roll of paper towel. Can I have a roll of paper towel? I know you guys hear me because when I said something, you stopped talking. Hello? Okay, man, my kid is doing that. I want a roll of paper towel.
You need a roll of paper towel? I just heard you calling her, so. Aaliyah called me.
I can't help who called you. That Aaliyah, that's not your mother. That ain't your mother. It's my friend. What? I don't want that. I don't know what I was going to get that for, I guess, because it has a handle and I have a water machine. And so with my water machine, the water comes out boiling hot. So, I don't know. I kind of dry that out. And I don't need a lot of them. So I'm going to use about 1 1/4 cup of instant mashed potatoes or potato flakes. Thank you. Where were those at?
In your closet.
I didn't know, please.
This is the only place that you ever told me to get them from.
I have another hiding place. You gotta hide things around my house. So when I say go get some paper towel, not from my secret spot. Now everybody probably watching you and now they know where my stuff is.
Sorry. But, yeah, I got a video on the camera. She got them, and actually, I didn't know.
Y'all don't know. It's a long story today. So anyway, I got about 1 1/4 cup of mashed potatoes. What I'm gonna do is add some Wawa to them. You can make them with homemade mashed potatoes as well, and they'll be that much better. But today, this is what I'm gonna be doing. Okay. Because I'm not gonna take no 6 years. It's already almost 7 o'clock here, so yeah, we're gonna get done with that. I thought we said leave it out, but okay. I like some butter out, so it's softened or whatever it's called. But anyway, I guess I don't have any. Let me get some butter. Nice ice cold butter. Well, I seem cranky today, y'all. Maybe I am. I'll be having some long days some days. I got 3 teenagers. Yeah. Some of those days are like a little longer than other days. In the meantime, I'm very appreciative and blessed. Okay, so I'm gonna take a big pat, at least a tablespoon of butter, and I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna push it down into these instant mashed potatoes. I'm going to take some kosher salt, a teaspoon. I'm going to take some accent, or what some people call flavor enhancer. I'm gonna give a little sprinkle. A cool teaspoon. I'm going to add some black pepper. Oh, that was a little more than I wanted, but a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon. Let me go ahead and add some more real hot water to this so it'll melt it down, but not too much. See, if you guys noticed, I added some water, but I didn't flood it. I added a little bit of water, and I want you guys taking it slow. Do not, you can always add more, but taking away ain't it. So I've added about a 3/4 cup of water. And that seems like, oh wow, it's watery. Let me let you guys go up, and then I'm gonna show you in the bowl. You guys can see in there. Yeah. Yeah, I want you to be able to see in there so we know what we're talking about. See how that looks watery? That's what we want, right? That's what we want. Now on hand, we're going to have some milk. Now before we add the milk, we're gonna go ahead and get this kind of mixed over a little bit. Because we don't want to add cold milk to slow down the, cooking process of the hot water. Because the purpose of using hot water is to make the instant potatoes go ahead and cook down. For this recipe though, they don't need to be extra special, smooth, and silky. That's not the recipe that you have to have. I think it makes it a little better when you don't do that. So I add a little bit of parsley flakes in there. Not a whole lot. And parsley flakes, they're optional. So is actually the accent. The accent is optional as well. Oh, she says she got through cleaning chitlins. Yeah. I know you must be tired. Oh my gosh, that's a labor of love for real. I'm making tamales though for my family. I don't think I'm doing more chitlins. I did a little bit for Thanksgiving, and I may do, I don't know, a little bit more, but I don't know. So now I want some more salt in there. Another whole teaspoon, 1 1/4 teaspoon. Something about potatoes, they are hard. It takes a lot for them to take on the flavors. So I want a little bit now of milk in there. A little bit more actually. As you guys can see, that looks like, oh wow, why'd you add that much milk? It's gonna make them watery. Well, remember, they're potato pancakes. So that means I probably need one more ingredient, which is going to be some flour. So like I said, this is not designed to be perfectly smooth, perfectly liquidy, perfectly anything, except for perfectly delicious. So let me get some flour. And what I'm going to do is turn my skillet on back here, but I'm gonna turn it on real hot because I should have had it on. Needless to say, I didn't. Does that. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of any oil of your choice. I'm just using canola. And then right there I added a tablespoon and 1 1/2 tablespoon of flour to that. And it was actually self-rising flour. Not that that is a necessity, because y'all are the ones who just started using, I gotta use self-rising flour and white lily flour. Well, I'm sorry. You haven't always had access to these things. So you use some regular flour, so don't be intimidated. In this particular recipe, regular flour is fine. If you don't have self-rising flour, and then you can always add a little bit of baking powder to give it a little fluff and a little and you just want to just be stirring away. Just keep on stirring, guys. And we're dropping this. So this is not something that we're looking like it has to be perfection. It's not that. It's just a good side. That's all. But I do want a little bit more flour in there. Now my skillet, I'm going to turn it down to about 4. A dusting. So a dusting to me is 2 more teaspoons. Considering how much mixture is in there. It ain't seasoned enough. It has to have some more salt. Just simple. This is simple. Now, potatoes are very, very, very hard to season. Yeah, it takes a lot of sodium, a lot of flavors, whatever you want to add in there. Yeah, it takes more than most things. Quite frankly, another thing that I feel It's hard to season his pork chops. And pork, to be honest. Yeah, all of that. And everybody says, well, pork is full of salt, full of salt. And maybe it's full of sodium, but I can't taste no kind of flavor in it. Still need a little bit more, just a dot, a dash at this time. Not even 1/4 teaspoon, not even that much. Come my boo. That's you, my boo?
Uh-huh.
Hi.
Wait.
Right. I got this chicken. I was cooking with my friends.
Ooh, that looks juicy.
It is. A lime pepper chicken. And then I'm making some potato pancakes. Yeah. You like potato pancakes, babe? When's the last time we had some? We haven't had any in
Years.
years. That's why I was like, you know what? I was like, you know what? Did they get the mail today? Because I think something came that was important. Thank you, baby. I don't know. It was look important. You know what kind of important we like. So anyway, what I'm doing, y'all, is I'm just dropping my potato pancakes in there like I would if I was making pancakes. One, just a little one in the middle. Back on the burner, I had to take it off because it was kind of getting hot fast. So we're gonna let that just kind of do its thing back there. They're gonna come out golden and beautiful. You know what I should have put in there? Some paprika, but I didn't. But they're still gonna come out pretty. I'd like to think. Let me go see what's in that mail. Maybe it's something good. Maybe go there. They're trying to win somebody back.
I need to use this card to pick up for that. That was my lab draw appointment.
Let me show you guys over here. How I looking? How I looking, baby? A11, baby, large. See? Look like straight pancakes. Have you guys had them? Can y'all comment? Yeah, potato pancakes. They're breakfast, lunch, dinner. They're just always good. I wish I had a green vegetables in mine, but I don't know what to make. What is a green vegetables is? What about French style green beans, man? If I have more than one can, that sounds good.